opportunity to speak on the International Convention for the Protection of All Persons from Enforced Disappearance. We welcome the move by the government to make municipal law in respect of an international convention that the government has acceded to. This particular convention deals with enforced disappearances, a scourge that has affected our country much more than it has affected many other countries of the world. There are other countries also that have suffered from this kind of crime, but Sri Lanka has had a long history of disappearances. One must understand the serious nature of disappearance. It is worse than even the crime of murder, for in murder, the next of kin know the fate of the person who's been murdered or who is missing. They know what has happened to that person. But in the case of disappearances, they live in constant hope that the person is living somewhere and will return one day. And the numbers of these disappeared persons or who've been made to disappear is enormous in Sri Lanka. During the second JVP uprising in 88-89, it was reported that more than 60,000 people went missing. Officially, I think around 30,000 was acknowledged, but it is believed that more than 60,000 youth went missing. Now, people can't just go missing. They are not objects that fall between cracks and can't be found later. They are made to disappear. And subsequently, during the long armed conflict that raged in the north and the east, and particularly during the last phase, tens of thousands have gone missing. And the complaints are that they didn't just go missing, that they surrendered to the security forces, but are not to be found now. The government itself appointed commissions. I refer particularly to the Paranagama Commission appointed by the previous government and the report that was submitted to this parliament, which clearly says that there were reported cases of over 20,000 where persons who had been handed over, who had surrendered to the security forces, who've gone missing, and another 5,000 of disappeared persons, not enforced, but disappeared persons. Now, this is a very, very serious issue. I heard the Honorable Minister say that if we make this into law, we'll be telling the whole world that we are a country that abides by the rule of law and by all these ideals and so on. I beg to differ, Honorable Minister. That is not when we will become an ideal country in the world. We'll become an ideal country in the world when there is no more disappearances in this country. And when we effectively punish those responsible for the disappearances, that is when the rule of law reigns in this country. Not when the government, even when enacting legislation to comply with international obligations, is bending backwards to protect those who are responsible. It's obvious, it's so plainly clear today in this House, when this bill is to be enacted into law, that the concerns are all about offenders. Concerns are about offenders not coming within the purview of the law, not getting caught. We are concerned that what if they get caught elsewhere? What if Sri Lankans are found to have committed these offences in another country, perhaps? This is all about protecting the offenders of this most heinous crime. And that, I think, exposes the government, exposes the intention of the government that this is not a noble thing that the government is doing, but is doing it as an eyewash to satisfy various persons, to tell the world that we are complying with these international obligations. But a government that does not have the will to actually go after persons who are responsible for these crimes. It may be that the people against whom or towards whom the finger is pointed are from the security forces. But that makes no excuse. Whoever it be, if they are responsible for disappearance, for enforced disappearance, they must answer. They must be made to acknowledge and answer and be punished for that offense. The whole convention that we have ratified is for that purpose, not to find loopholes for members of security forces to slide through and escape. So the intention of the government is most important. And again, may I say with respect to the Honorable Minister, even the attempt to say that this is only for the future, not for the past, is, I say, is pathetic, because all what you are trying to do, what you are saying, is that persons who are responsible, who are responsible for enforced disappearances in the past, you are giving an assurance in this house that they won't be pursued. You are telling them, don't worry, you have committed this offense, but we won't come after you. Your slant is entirely to reassure offenders that they won't be punished. I didn't see the tone from you which said we will go after the offenders, we will punish them, we will ensure that this will not happen again because we punish. Whole of yesterday we debated the present situation in the country. We are very concerned about that because that situation still continues. And from both sides of the house, we said it is because of impunity, because offences are not punished, because offenders are not priced out and made a spectacle, that this continues. This will apply with great force to the issue of enforced disappearances also. It is because your intent is to protect offenders of this heinous crime that it continues. So it may be that according to what you say, this is for the future. I don't agree. It can't be for the future. If there is an offense of disappearance, that must be inquired into, offenders found out and prosecuted. But by saying that it is only for the future, what you are communicating is that those who have done it in the past, in the near past, are all safe. You don't have to worry. That is safe? Yes, safe from, sure. So I'm saying that the whole entire, the tone of your presentation of this bill is to give the assurance to offenders, don't worry, you won't be pursued. And that we find severely problematic. When in the next breath you say, we will be a country that abides by all these obligations, a country where rule of law will reign. So, whilst welcoming this effort to enact into law, into municipal law and international obligation, I want to place on record our disappointment with the attitude with which this government is bringing this bill, bending backwards to assure offenders that they will not be pursued. Thank you.